when you notice that the thing that you have always been talking about, always been doing for the last like however long, like your mission, your reason for doing what you do, when you hear that validation, it's just another level. And I wasn't expecting it today when we were doing our coaching gym, but when I got into that group with women, like, you know, I can't stress this enough. But the way that birth has been done for generations is it's destroyed people. It's hurt them so much. Like you remember your birth for the rest of your life, and those deep-seated feelings they carry with you. So every time that I talk to someone who's in an older generation than mine, who has already had their babies and obviously they're past that stage, their children are now adults, I love hearing those stories. And it's not the same thing as hearing like those transformative, amazing, beautiful stories. Usually it's a story that has a lot of trauma, a lot of confusion. They ask the question, why did this happen to me? Why was it like this? I felt like I was being rushed. I felt like my body wasn't my own. Like so many things come up. And it doesn't matter how old you are. Like these women, I've talked to women that are in their 80s that still remember their births. And when I tell them what I do, like it resonates with them. And it keeps hitting me over and over and over again. Just how devastating the birth culture has become and how we got into this mess. And if you're really curious, if you want to know how we got into this mess, one of my favorite books for that is Reclaiming Childbirth as a Rite of Passage. It actually goes deep into the history. But it's more than that. Like you can understand the history and you can understand the context, but at the end of the day, it's understanding it isn't the same thing as taking your power back. It's just not. So, what I do with my book, Your Empowered Birth, and for any of you, even if you have already had your children, I suggest you pick up this book. Pick it up for your daughter, pick it up for your daughter-in-law, pick it up for your granddaughter, because this is so powerful. What I teach my students to do, like even 5 years ago, if someone had told me just how much of an impact what I was teaching could have on people, I wouldn't have believed it. But 2 years ago, I started to see it. And then last year, I really started to see it when I was coaching my clients. And, one of the things I'm really excited about with this book is that it just teaches birth in a whole new way. It teaches pregnancy planning in a whole new way. It helps you reclaim your power. Not only that, but it allows you to have your birth your way. Instead of having other people tell you what should be important to you, you get to decide what's important to you. And, for any of the men out there, like I also invite you to tell the women in your lives about this book and about what I'm doing, because like until you actually experience a traumatic birth, you really have no idea just how awful it is. And I hope you never experience that. But the truth is, I experienced it. My friends have experienced it. My best friend Jenny, she recently wrote a blog post about it that was absolutely the most visceral thing, just reading it again. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like this needs to be out there. So now that I'm an accelerator, I am putting even more into what I'm doing, because after that class today and talking to these beautiful women who have had these traumatic birth experiences and hearing how it still impacts them today and how they still remember it, I just know I can't let this happen to another generation. So this is me on notice that if I was loud before, I'm going to be even louder now. I am going to get even more targeted and really dive in. Creating that book this year was step one. That was phase one. And creating those courses was phase one. And now I am into phase two with the accelerator and getting this out there, because I want to make 2023 the year of empowered birth. So this is me declaring it right now. I'm going to make 2023 the year of empowered birth. And it starts now, right now in November, just a week before my birthday. All right. And if you ever have any questions, you'd like to know more about my book or my courses or how you can support the people in your life who are planning to have a baby or who are already pregnant, just reach out to me, because I am committed to helping moms get past their trauma or not even experience that trauma in the first place, to reclaim their power, because birth is really a metaphor for life, and how you show up in your birth can also translate to so many other aspects of our lives. But not only that, but it affects our children, and not just our female children, but our male children as well. They need to see us in our power. You want to heal the human collective? It starts with birth. All right, I'll see you soon.